2020 was the year of the pandemic where so many jobs started to go remote, more than we have ever seen before. And one of the things that happened this year was that the economy briefly crashed and people were very scared. And a lot of people who were studying or learning to code at the time were very worried that they weren't going to get a job. So one of the things that I've been really thinking about lately and people have been wondering about is what is the outlook for the self-taught programmer in 2021? Are you still going to be able to get a job? Are there jobs out there? Should I even go down this path? Is there even any opportunity for me? So I wanted to answer that in this video to give you a better sense of the future year that's coming up at the very least. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So the first thing, like right off the bat, is I can say that the first part of the year was definitely very scary. I was working with people, and when the economy had that little tank where I think it cut down by like 30 or 40%, many people were very scared. All the interviews they had lined up, or if they were talking to different companies, sort of went really quiet. And I was very scared at that time because I was like, what's going on here? Does this mean that, we're going into a recession where nobody's going to be hiring? And then what happened is those next couple months, things bounced back and people started getting jobs again. I actually helped a few people get jobs in the last couple months here. So that was very encouraging. And that was one of the first times where I was feeling like, okay, you know what? Things are coming back. One of the nice things is, and look, we don't know how the economy is going to go in the next year. Certainly things could get worse. We don't know at this point. But one of the things that is encouraging is that companies are looking to hire software developers. They're looking to hire web developers. There's plenty of work out there in the technology space. And they're looking for people who can do the work, right? So they're not looking necessarily for credentials. I mean, there are definitely some companies, right? There's some companies who are like, just give me the people with college degrees. That's all I want. But also they want people who can come in and make a difference. So the key is, if you're teaching yourself to do this, don't be the person who knows all the theory, who has all the knowledge of web development, who is like an encyclopedia. That's not necessarily going to get you a job. What a company wants to see now more than ever is that you can come in day one and don't need to be handheld, that you can be proactive, that you can solve many problems, that you've built projects on your own that could translate into what they're going to be doing at their company. That's how you're going to demonstrate it. So that's really how you're going to break through. Now, by the way, before I proceed here, if you like the video so far, definitely smash that like button. Also, by the way, if you like my channel or you've watched a few videos and you haven't subscribed yet, go down there, hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit the bell icon so you get notifications anytime I put out a new video. Now, one of the things that you're going to notice about this upcoming year that I think is going to happen is that even more people than ever are going to be interested in teaching themselves to code and landing a job trying to get into software development. And the reason for this is just because we've been going through the pandemic. At the very beginning, I got so many people reach out to me and wanted to change careers because they don't like what they do. They saw that their career was not going the way they wanted to go. And it was really cool to see so many people get in the field. But you have to know that there's going to be more people coming into it this year. There's going to be more people who are going to try to land their first job. And that means definitely more competition for you. Now, a lot of people might freak out and say, oh my gosh, competition, I'm competing with other people. It's not necessarily like that. I know a lot of people think it's very win-lose. Like if I get a job, that means it's a job somebody else didn't get. The way I kind of look at it, and it's not 100% accurate, but there's many jobs out there that aren't even being posted because, how can I put it? Basically, a company will hire somebody if they're qualified, but they can't find enough qualified people who can work at their company. So many people who are teaching themselves to code or even going to school can't come in and do the work. In other words, they'd have to be babysat, they'd have to be walked through everything, and companies don't want to pay you thousands of dollars to have to do that. They want somebody who can come in who they can kind of maybe for a month babysit a little bit, but beyond that, they want you to get going. So most companies just don't want to put in the time and effort to invest in you to have to do that for months and months and months. So the onus is really on you to demonstrate that you can do the work, as I was saying. So that's a big thing as well. I think here's what I'd say for you guys going into 2021. The most important thing you can do is really market yourself. And I know that's going to sound like a bad word, like marketing, right? Like you have to sell yourself or something. And don't think of it as being a salesperson. I don't think of it like that. But when you give someone your resume, when you forward somebody your personal website link, when people go to your GitHub page, all of that is communicating something about you. So I've said it in a past video when I talked about your GitHub and how important that is to get hired, but so many of you guys have terrible GitHubs, just terrible. I can't tell anything about you. I don't even, when I go to look at your projects, I don't know what, like where, I have no context for them, right? Like, what is this project? Is it an advanced project? Is it more of a simple project? Why did you build this? Tell me a little bit about it. Why did you struggle with it? For somebody who goes that extra step with each one of their projects, with their personal website, lets me know a little bit about them, I'm always more interested to find out more about them, because there's like this human connection, right? Like, people think that programming is just so robotic, right? There's no people side of things. It's just like, if you're good, and that's it. But honestly, when HR recruiters look for people to hire people, when they're looking to potentially interview them, they're looking at the person as much as the skills. Who knows what that is? Is it 80-20? Is it 60? Is it 60-40? Is it 50-50? Right? Like, who knows exactly what that is for each company, but ultimately they are going to look at you. So you want to be able to market yourself, which is just to say that you have to tell your story to people in every single aspect. Like I said, your resume, I would say your GitHub, your personal website, even your social media and your LinkedIn should all do that. So 2021, all I'll say is this: I am optimistic about 2021. I know it's very favorable right now for people to say, oh, 2021, it's the new year, it's going to be great. Or people say, God, it's going to be a doomsday, things are going to go south. I'm just saying, from what I've seen so far, I'm feeling optimistic. Who knows where we go with things? But if you're looking to teach yourself to code, now is as good a time as it will ever be, in my humble opinion. So I hope this video has helped for those of you guys who are teaching yourself to code and were wondering about this. Other than that, that's really all I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, peace out, guys.